Peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. Let's get it. Are you ready? Let's see. Are you ready? Let's get it. Yeah, this is your boy, but not your little boy, Crypto B-Boy, coming at you. I'm back again. And thank you guys for being here. And those of you who are viewing this video, don't forget to click the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It doesn't cost any money. It's free. It's for your benefit and for mine as well. Together, we can work together on that one. Okay. And, it's all about trying to connect. It's all about trying to interact and trying to, network with one another. So when you subscribe, you get connected with your boy. All right. So anyway, I got some news, some little bit of news, talking about the dollar, and likes of this, and then also to break into some of the receipts of mine, the archives, the Brother Talib Show archives, a little bit about what was going on and has been planned, all part of the plan for years before some of us that have been bearing witness to a lot of in the talks and conversations in the spaces in the Discord in the different areas of dialogue about the plans and the powers that be planning what they plan and all these things that are coming together, people piecing puzzles and even people going at each other and trying to decipher what's the price movement of when these said assets XRP, XLM, and the rest of the main ISO 20022 coins that, and I rather say coins because I don't want to get into saying compliant, because then then you got to get into a technicality about whether they are compliant or is it the open source network that they're being used, or maybe off road or off what do you call it, fork or whatever these different terms that are used of the different technologies that are being used for the future of monetary systems that we know, whether it's globally or on a national level, infrastructure, tokenization, all this stuff. The plans have been put into order and things are being done behind closed doors. We can get into discussions and big heated debates and so forth, and everyone's trying to, battle out their perspective of it. Like, I sat in a great talk. I mean, it was really good. It was he opened up a space, a Twitter space, and everybody went into their own, realm of things and their perspectives. But some people, wanted to force their perspective out. Or pretty much like get it out to where people to accept it, that's the only way, and we got to understand that all these things have come together. Everything is converged. Technology and finance has converged, has come together for reasons, because it was planned for that. They knew that this needed to be done. They knew that it needed to be a reset or a retransfer of wealth, a new type of way that wealth will be, transferred over the earth through man's hands or through systems of banking and through institutions and so forth. So we're here now, and the outcomes is going to be the ultimate proof of what all this speculation and battles of speculation and tribalism and all the stuff that goes on with people create and shilling and all this stuff, fudsters, hey, we're going to all come to find out. We all shall come to know. So just bear with it. Do what you know and you see is correct and right. Follow the people who know better. If you are an investor, and that's one thing that I would like to mention, if you're an investor and look at that word, go to the meaning in the dictionary, what it means and so forth, if you don't understand it enough, it comes from the line of business. Investing is a part, intricate part of business. Okay, and business people such as entrepreneurs and companies and so forth, right? And they, within that realm of things, those people, businessmen, businesswomen, business people, become investors, or they invest into other opportunities to make money. And it's based on money, it's based on monetary, it's based on economics. Economics is the science, is the understanding, is the breakdown, is the math of it all. Finance, right? You have to learn economics to understand finance well. You can't just be a person say, okay, because out of nowhere, because you knew how to use money and finagle it and sell and buy and sell and transact with money, doesn't make you a professional at it. Doesn't make you a person who's well rounded. So to understand investors, it is more to just coming in and saying, okay, I'm gonna buy some asset or something that has value. No, there's more to that, and it's a mentality. You can't just act like you know it all because you decide to become this type of person. Even if you were in banking, even if you are in finance, even if you are in business finance, for business management or what have you, there's certain mentality that you have to apply, and you should be following those who went before you, the elders of investment. Whatever nationality, doesn't matter to me. Warren Buffett, yeah, he's white, but this guy, and some people would say, oh, he's just an old white guy. No, he's an old rich guy. You understand? He's a businessman, and he knows what to do. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, because you see, what's his name? Chris Gardner. He started from ground up into stocks and being a stock person, a broker. You understand? And he took it and he became rich off of that. He even taught it. He taught that type of way of learning how to be a business person, entrepreneur, a go-getter, an investor. And that's what he became later as well when he started to invest in business. Robert Kiyosaki, he drops it, gives plenty of jewels in that area. And I'm doing this and letting you know this because when I was in that, I couldn't get on stage. I was trying to speak and make a mention because it was back and forth, and you had a little bit of tension there that was going on, different personalities that were in there without saying names, and they they just really could not get the understanding. And T did a good job. He did a very good job. I commend him for it. Shout outs to him. But people are going to be how they're going to be, and they're going to have their mentality. And he clarified that. He says you can believe your way and do your way and be into what you're into, and have value on what you feel is valuable to you, or accept what is valuable to you and what is not. That's up to you. But everybody has their differences. But people got to understand that all of this conversions and that's going on is of different factors, and these factors have to be accepted. We can't keep throwing this one out and saying, no, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to go because of your perspective. No, it needs to be accepted and saying, okay, maybe this is going to happen. So let's put this in here, but not be what you call narrow-minded and extreme. You know what I'm saying? Extreme on your end of what you think things are going to be. Even if you're a technical person, a tech person or whatever, and you know the tech and you know that the cryptocurrency, the cryptography, the science of this money, this new way, digital currencies, and even the CBDC breakdowns and technological breakdowns, and the technology that off of the blockchain that will facilitate its functions, their functions, that doesn't constitute that's all it is to the whole picture. Okay, there's more factors, there's more things that are involved in what's going on and what we need to accept, and things that have proofs that follow with it. I mean, as we know with the tech, math and science, they're precise more than anything else. You're gonna get this outcome after you do these calculations, or after you put this and do this equation, and it's gonna come out this way. After you put in this code, it's gonna come out and end up this way. Or if there's a malfunction, then you fix it with this, and it's going to come out this way. It's going to be ending up, and the outcome is going to be this. You're going to get this function. This is going to happen, unless there's some glitch in the works and so forth. And then, nothing's perfect. We know that. So, but at the end of the day, it's not all about the tech, and it's not all about geopolitical issues. It's not all about just finance and business and banking systems and financial institutions being the entrance of adoption, and then that causing price movement. It's not just one factor. It's not just one perspective. It's all of these, just like that T kind of closed out a little bit in saying that all these different things together, and this is what he did, and he wasn't trying to make any direct, precise, detailed predictions, but he was saying all of these factors that he mentioned, not word for word, paraphrasing, and things that he said in his talk on Twitter last night, right? Twitter space that he had open and hosted, saying this is going to come to where we will see a price movement, some sort of price movement that will be a high price movement. It won't be something that's low because of the patterns, because of the things that are in place, because of the utility, because of the partnerships, all of these things, and not just Ripple Net. Okay, I wanted to say that. Not when it comes to XRP, not just Ripple Net, but the XRP ledger. There's going to be a push in all these areas. XLM, the Stellar, company, all of their coin, there's going to be a push. XDC, there's going to be a push because they are functioning. They are doing works. They are in place. Just because, you want to line it up with what's precise, that's fine. And say, okay, well, RippleNet runs this and ODL is this, and XLM is this, and this one, and these people chose this, and this is the one that, okay, that's good. You got detailed, precise information to say this is what they accept. But if you don't have it, then you shouldn't even be arguing about it, because all we're doing is being, arguing over speculation, which doesn't make sense, because the outcome is going to show proof. The outcome is going to show proof. So let's wait for the outcome and just speak about it. It's okay. The dialogue is okay. But to get so to the point where, like, this is your life, and this, like one of the guys was saying, people went and took their money, and he was using it as a reason to say why it's so serious to put out that XRP is not going to be this, and XRP is not going to be capable to scale up to this level to do this. So it's not going to be used. This is going to be used in its place, or other things are going to be used. Come on, it doesn't matter. XRP has been invested in and has been bought and purchased by investors as an asset and what have you. However, it's owned, or the people have their keys, right? Their private keys for it, whether it's on the ledger or so forth. They have it on, cold drives, whatever they are, right? Stored, custodied on exchange, even though you shouldn't do that. But we have to realize that this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I got into it a bit much, and I just want to get into what I have here today more than anything. So just give me a second. And let you listen to some of what I did in the past that's leading to now. And different factors play a role. And this is what this lady, Dr. Harnett, spoke on in relation to that. So just give me a second. I will pull it up. Okay. Hold on for a second. Oh, no, sorry. It's the wrong one. Hold on. Alrighty. Sorry, people. Sometimes this takes a little while.
Are you ready? For real? You ready? Here we go. All right, welcome people back to you know who, your friendly neighborhood Muslim Talib Abdurrahim, Brother Talib Show. Yeah, we here again, and we're gonna get it popping. We're gonna get it started. What's happening today again, as I did in my other videos prior to this one, I was speaking about the issues that are going on in the world in relation to economics and what's going on in the world, but preferably or preferably the focus is on Africa 21 and to go into the future from what basically what it's saying. So she's speaking on the part
Sorry.
of Dr. Harnett, which we were listening to a video that's speaking on basically the was part one, the big global reset, how to avoid business failure in Africa in 2021 and to go into the future from what basically what it's saying. So she's speaking on the part where there's two narratives, basically. That's where we left off from. And these two narratives, the people don't understand. Most of us throughout the world, let alone in America, which is the so-called World Organization that is a global or platform, as they say, that and or platform on steroids, as she says. And you'll listen to her. So I'm gonna let you listen to her and hear what she's saying about them and these people that are actually speaking about one of the main narratives. And one of the narratives she first starts in is called Doomsday. And then the other narrative is the second narrative is the Great Reset. And we'll see. Let's listen in, okay?
One is doomsday, all right? So that is economists, financial experts, and also people who just, did research like myself, and maybe they're putting content together, who are really saying, prepare for the worst. There are a lot of people out there that are promoting, or maybe not promoting, that believe we really don't know how bad it will be. Prepare for the worst. Mm-hmm. And then the other narrative, maybe a little bit more optimistic, is the narrative of the Great Reset. And I know for some of you this is not new because you have been doing your research too. But I believe that the majority of us is completely unaware. And it's my job today to spread that awareness. We do not hear in the news about the Great Reset. All we hear about is coronavirus. Now let's look into what the Great Reset means. And I want you to take a note of this, including you, dear ABBA family, our Africa Business Academy members, because the Great Reset will become a topic for us in ABBA and how we prepare our businesses and investments and ourselves in that context. Everything else would not make sense. We would be kidding ourselves. So, the Great Reset, dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, is actually existing. It is a term that comes from the World Economic Forum. I'm sure most of you...
Let me try to see if I can show you while she's speaking.
I'll run that up. You don't need to show
It is an idea that comes from the World Economic Forum, and it is an idea that they're already preparing for. And it's a shame that most of us do not know, and that the masses will find out when it's all over in the news, and when it's already too late for most people to prepare, because once it's in the news, or more people will find out about it, guess what? Panic will set in. And therefore, it's important that we know about it now, as soon as possible. Now, the Great Reset, dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, is the kind of a brainchild of Mr. Klaus Schwab. And Klaus Schwab, I know how to say it in German, so I'm trying to say it with an English accent. So Mr. Klaus Schwab says the pandemic, Corona.
Now, Klaus Schwab, I guess he's trying to say or whatever, because he's German. He's not the Charles Schwab from the
Okay, so pretty much time is going by. I don't want to keep y'all on that, but I'm sure you guys get the gist of it. Okay, and pretty much that. Wow, this was 2021. It's 2023. Like I said, 2 years ago, and it was the beginning of 2021, and the pandemic was still in effect. Okay, it was still fresh. So people were talking about that. That was the main thing. The WHO and all that type of stuff was the dominant factor of what we had to know and what we had to understand when it came to that. Even though we know all part of the plan type of situation. All right? Okay. So basically, the point I'm saying is that then is speaking about and spoken more now than it was then. And you had groups like that, her, and that small little, very minute amounts of people knew and even spoke about it and understood what this was. This part of the plan. Because the Great Reset and so forth, and you have people even debating on it now today as it freely mentioned through cryptocurrency YouTube content creators conversations in their videos, and me myself included, right? But I'm saying, this is my receipt that, again, and I'm bringing it again, that I was talking about this and also knew about this way back then. So this is nothing new. It's all part of the plan. And again, this is not me trying to put myself on a pedestal. This is me giving you receipts and giving you proof that this has already been planned, all this stuff. This is nothing new. It's been discussed many a times, and I have plenty of videos that I've spoken about this. And even if I go back further than that, and I found out the name of the documentary. It was a documentary of these two guys, Iranian guys, videos that they had going out for a while, and then they stopped them and they tried to shut them down and all that, and they disappeared as far as on YouTube before. And I remember, I don't know if they still have it, but it's called Loose Change. So check into that, see if you can find that, Google it. I don't know if you can now because of the conspiracy so-called theories, as they used to say, and what they spoke about, plans that were being prepared to what we're seeing today, parts and things of those things that they mentioned today. We see them. So that's all. But I want to get into the other stuff later. So what I'm going to do, because I spent a little more time on this, I'm going to get into the other stuff. But real quick, I'm going to go over some of what I wanted to do for on the news basis of things. So just give me a minute and I'll try to get it here. All right, so this is what I wanted to talk about from Angel Block. Okay, I mean from Blockworks that I get the newsletter, and it says the dollars. Where we at? Oh, de-dollarizing of the dollar, right? The de-dollarizing of the dollar is here again, and it says, you see, you see the picture with what's his name, the president, or what is his name, Benjamin Franklin. He's on one of the bill notes in fiat money, right? So look at his eye. He got punched in the eye. So they say the dollar is losing its leverage, right? Losing its position in the world as a strategist, as at an investment bank, or strategist at an investment bank. It's more important to be interesting than it is to be right. So that's how you have more people want to be interesting than to be right. And the more interesting you are, the less right you have to be. That sounds like some of the content creators, right? On YouTube, but and others that try to, they just want to sound interesting. Zoltan Pasar of Credit Suisse is an excellent investment strategist, and is interesting in and so interesting it doesn't matter if he's ever right. Zoltan, who in certain circles has achieved first name status like Madonna and Beyonce, popularized the term shadow bank in a note co-authored by the Fed in 2010. So this is shadow bank is a term now that they use, and he gets into it in his book, of course. His notes for Credit Suisse have since become required reading for anyone who wants to sound smart about modern finance. Zoltan's hallmark is to inform a big picture take on financial geopolitics with detailed understanding of financial plumbing. Right. And this is what I was talking about, or was trying to put out there, because I know the like T's space, they had tech guys, a lot of them there, and they were coming in the woodwork, out of the woodwork, right, and trying to speak and so forth, which was great. But we can't leave out the geopolitics. We can't leave out the financial part, especially when it comes to the understanding of when you're investing, and where is that investment going, or what is the backing of value, or what is the position of value on that which you are investing in. This is what you have to understand when it comes to finance and business, when it comes to markets, when it comes to assets, and all that type of stuff. I was just trying to bring that out there. We can't just be focused on one perspective, and that's the point. He did that most notably with his 2022 thesis on Bretton Woods 3, which prophesies a new commodity-based monetary system coming to replace the current credit-based one. Murad critics were quick to declare the idea was almost certainly not right. Where would you keep all the barrels of oil? Yeah, that was the question, on his when he brought that. They questioned him, of course, and it's like that today, as we see. It even was in that talk and on T's spot, or T's space that he did yesterday. Plenty of people, agreeing or disagreeing as well. But his most recent note is a similarly big picture take informed by the minutia of financial infrastructure, if I said that right. In it, Zoltan predicts the de-dollarization of global finance enabled by the advent of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. It's catnip for crypto cats, of course. Blockchain tech killing the US dollar. Tell us more. Unfortunately, I suspect it will disappoint Bitcoin bulls, but proving more interesting than that. So he gets more into other stuff, but point is that the dollar, as well as money period, is being affected by what's going on in the background. And that's the point too. A lot of us don't realize that the background of things that have been going on is major. We don't know what's going on in the background. Not a lot. The only thing we do know is what gets leaked out. So we can speculate and argue on that speculation at different points or different perspectives. But at the end of the day, the outcome is going to prove itself. And the people who know, the powers that be, the people who are in that background, who are doing these works, have more control over what's going to happen than even us who are even the tech, who are even the financial, systems of banking. Like some bankers don't even know what's going on. Companies are taking, like those guys, the tech guys that were speaking, like Matt and even T and so forth, and then Neil came in later. They were speaking about how slow in the process that it can take for things to switch over, for any of these technological systems to take over in place of the traditional, old traditional systems of technology that was used for banking, for as far as like Swift is concerned, and the likes of cross-border payments or whatever it comes to when it deals with money transacting or a transferring of value, right? So we know, but also to take a look, just take a, just know that this BRICS is a very big factor, and I'm just going to leave it at that as well. So and me, I'm more into that and learning and knowing and seeing what they're doing and realizing that they're in the background too. And a lot we don't know what they're doing until it comes out and the outcome comes out, and then we'll see. You understand? So let's leave it at that. I thank you guys. Keep clicking those like buttons, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Stay with your ball. Until next time, peace, peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. I'm out.
You can't open.